Hello Virgo, welcome to your monthly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the month of March 2023. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there's anything that you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments down below. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each card. Use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing, okay? Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that Hierophant energy. Beautiful energy, beautiful card. We're going to do the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread and see what is going on this month. A lot of good energy here. A lot of good energy. We got some challenging air energy perhaps, but we've got all of these majors over here that just seem really, really nice, really wonderful. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, and we're not going to look at this card until the very end of the reading, so you do have to stick around, and we're going to leave that right there. Hopefully that'll give us the confirmation we need at the very end, right? Kind of tie everything together. Now, we're starting with this Hierophant energy. I think that you are a natural teacher. I think that you have a lot of wisdom to offer people. I think that people often come to you for advice and guidance. I think people look at you as someone who has a lot of life experience, right? I think that you're able to communicate with people in a way that it doesn't feel condescending, right? It doesn't feel like you're trying to be superior to people and kind of tell them what they should be doing or thinking or feeling. I feel like you're on the same level as people because you've been through a lot in your life and you're able to share those experiences with people in a way that like advises them. It's like maybe you work as like a spiritual advisor, an intuitive consultant, something like that, right? And I don't feel like you're just, kind of telling people what they should do or trying to analyze people or, it's not that kind of a professional thing. It's like on a real common ground, real like even level. But people really look at you as someone who has a lot to offer, a lot of wisdom, a lot of guidance. Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have, a little bit of a following in your life of people who kind of come to you when they have a problem or a dilemma, or they just need this kind of this kind of wisdom, this outside kind of view of things. I think that you have a lot to offer people in that way, and I think that you're very much like cherished by your friends and your family because you always give like really solid advice. I think that you sometimes can be a little closed off to the influence from other people. You know what I mean? I think that you are very confident and secure in yourself, in your knowledge, your experiences, in your wisdom. That it may be a challenge, particularly this month. I feel like it's the kind of focus for this. It might be a challenge for you to really open up to influences from outside. I think because you're so used to like being the kind of the educator or the mentor or the teacher that it's difficult for you to change roles and to accept guidance from somewhere else or someone else, And that really brings us to the kind of the vertical axis on the path of the dove here. All major arcana, right? We started with that Hierophant card. And right above that, we have the Star card. I think that there is some kind of higher power in your life that is trying to act, let's say, as your mentor, right? This is the need for you really to be open and receptive to that kind of divine guidance. I think that you once had a really strong connection with your own star. Now this is your central core ideal in your life, your meaning, your purpose, right? I think that through all of the activities of your life, let's say, all of the challenges, all of the experiences, kind of your daily flow now, because on the horizontal axis of the path of the dove, we see the court cards and the Three of Wands. Okay, so I think there's a lot of just responsibility to other people. That I think you have lost a little bit of touch with your own star. Okay, and I would almost think that we had a sun card here somewhere, but I think that the sun card, right, your feeling of your own purpose and confidence and this radiance that you have, this being one with your purpose, right? I think that's gotten a little bit further away. And the star, well, the stars are kind of far away, right? It's something that's still out there, up there, that you're looking for. I think that you're starting to feel the calling from this divinity again, okay? I think that there's a reason why the star card is in the top of the path of the dove, because it's something now you're starting to, instead of just looking around you directly forward and to the sides and stuff, you're starting to look up again, right? Metaphorically, maybe literally too. But you're starting to look toward your ideal. What was that kind of spiritual purpose that you once had? I think you're so busy with the horizontal world that sometimes you forget to look up. And there's so much just infinite up there, right? And I think you're looking for your star again. You're looking for that purpose, that kind of spiritual impulse, that it's almost an emotional thing, right? We see a lot of water in this card. This is the spiritual grace, the spiritual blessing, that just intense feeling when we are receiving that kind of divine grace, divine blessing, whatever you want to call it, right? We're non-denominational here. It's the absolute, the infinite, the universe, God, Goddess, deity, universal mind, universal energy, the heavens, the vault of the sky. Whatever you term that energy, you know, I think you're looking for your spot up there, you know, and you want to get closer to this, because right now it's still out there, it's twinkling, you can maybe find which one's yours, but you got to squint, got to use a telescope even. I think we want to get closer to this, so it's something that you're starting to think about once again, okay? I think as we get older in life, we start to realize that, hey, we're still kind of looking for that distant star. We want to bring it a little bit closer, or we want to travel out closer to it, you know. Either way, there's this desire for unity, for this desire for spiritual experience, almost religion, you know, but in a really true sense of the word, of linking ourselves with that distant star and bringing the two of us closer together, right, in union. I think it's something you're starting to think about again, okay? I think that there was a period of time where you were intensely spiritual, you were intensely focused on this kind of spiritual attainment, this, you know, this linking, this connection that you were trying to make. I think life happened, you know. I think that you have a lot of responsibilities in the horizontal world, and that's what we're going to talk about now. In the past, we have air sign people. This is just, you know, maybe not an air sign. I think this is representing many people. Many people that are coming to you and asking for your attention. You know, they're occupying your mental space. They're kind of rushing in and taking up space in your head, basically, right? And I think that you are, of course, you're this Hierophant energy. This month, I think, is a prominent month for this. And for the people that are coming in that need your attention, right? They're asking you things, they're expecting things, you've got to sort things out, you have responsibilities, could be work, could be home, could be at school, could be, you know, with family members, it could just be the administration of your life in general, okay? A lot of people taking up your mental space this month in particular. Okay, I think the past few weeks too, you've started to see like more and more of this, and it's just like you're kind of stuck in this Hierophant role now, you know what I mean? And you're starting to kind of, the only way to look now, you just feel all of these people are kind of closing around you. The only place you can look really is up. Well, we can look down too, you know? And down, beneath everything, Empress energy, you know? I think you're filled with this love, with this just, you cherish people. You love life. You love to be of service. You love to take care of people. I mean, it really is who you are. It's not that just these people are coming in and demanding your attention and you just loathe it. No, you love to be of service. You love to feel needed. You love to take care of things. You love to make people happy. And you feel a strong love and happiness and bond with these people as well, with your life. This is kind of deep down within you. You are a loving soul. You are a nurturer, you know. But the thing with the Empress is that it could sometimes be taken advantage of. You know, not intentionally. People aren't out to get you. But it's just giving too much of ourselves that people maybe take it for granted. I think maybe you're being taken, or you feel taken for granted. Okay. I think initially there's a D name involved there, where if you had to kind of think of one person who you feel this way with, I think it's the D person. You feel a little bit taken for granted, that you're always kind of giving, supporting, nurturing, taking care of. Could be that you're literally a caretaker for someone. I feel that D name. I feel like this may be a spouse or something, though. Anyway, this is the idea of you being too accepting of this role that you're in. You know, almost too yielding. I think you love it. I think you enjoy it. I think it's who you are. I think it's very self-sacrificing. Okay, we see the pelican that's down there. And that is someone who sacrifices themselves to feed others, you know? And I think that's a big part of who you are. I think that when you look within, that is fulfilling your purpose. Your kind of earthly purpose, that's part of it, you know? And I think that you really cherish that relationship with people and that role that you have. I think you're starting to look upwards, though, too. I think you're starting to look toward this distant star and to begin to question things, beginning to kind of yearn for this deeper spiritual experience. In the present circumstances, the Three of Wands here, there is a situation this month that really does need your responsibility and your attention. Okay, so we see these people coming in and kind of demanding your attention. I think you feel a responsibility towards them, and you're not the type of person that will just abandon their responsibilities, you know. So it's like you are dealing with these things in the horizontal world. Your attention is still kind of upward on the heavens, you know. You're kind of still in outer space. But nevertheless, you have to fulfill these responsibilities because you're not the type of person that will just abandon the things that you've committed to. Okay, Three of Wands is all about your character, your integrity. I think this month is really going to be a test of your character and of your integrity. And maybe you're starting to learn where the line is with people asking too much or encroaching on your space a little too much. Being a little bit too familiar or feeling like they have a right to occupy your headspace. You know, so this is you really finding the boundaries, learning, you know, your self-respect, learning how far out it extends. You know, what is the boundary for you? What is the line that you're not going to let people cross? Because we see in the future more people are going to try to cross that. And these cards, if you can see on the path of the dove with the overhead camera, this Knight of Wands is really charging in toward you. But you've got your boundaries set up. You've got your, you know, your kind of, your sentinels out, your sentries, and they're just kind of guarding the door. The Three of Wands here is saying, no, look, you can only come so far. You know, there are boundaries now. There is a limit to what people can expect of you, right? Reasonably. And so I think it's very much illustrated by these two cards here, by that Knight of Wands. This is everything in the future. People in general for the rest of your life are going to test your boundaries, right? I think sometimes people have a tendency to take as much as they can take, you know? And it's up to us as individuals to establish a boundary. Because otherwise, people who need something from us are going to continue to ask, hopefully, or just take. So we need this boundary, okay? And this boundary is your character, your integrity, your will, your intentional setting of boundaries, knowing your limit. To all of this, the fiery, impulsive energy coming in from others now and in the future, you know? So I think that's a big part of the situation this month. We're going to move to the path of the Serpent now because we see a lot of air energy. There's air here with the Lover's card, ruled by Gemini. 2 of Swords, 7 of Swords. Finally, we get that. That's 6 of Pentacles at the end. So with this Gemini energy, the Lover's energy, you really are kind of split with things because you have this love, this bond, this connection with, I think it's a spouse or something, but I feel like, you know, a family member in some way, probably that D-name person that we were talking about. You feel a commitment, a responsibility, a bond with them. At the same time, you're kind of split because you have this deep yearning for your own spiritual fulfillment. And you're focusing on that more. You're starting to look up more now. So you are kind of feeling torn with this Lover's card. I think you're going to fulfill your responsibilities, but you're going to set limits, you're going to set boundaries because you have your own work to do. And we said at the beginning that you're so established in this kind of mentorship or almost caregiver kind of role that it's difficult for you to switch gears and then be the one who's receiving, right? And we see that here with the Star and the Hierophant. The Hierophant is so busy with the horizontal taking care of everybody, helping everybody, that it may be a little resistant to the influence that's coming down, okay? And I think that's where we get a little bit of that split. And this Lover's card, I think, really illustrates the point that we're trying to make here, and it's almost like you're beginning to feel it as a choice that you have, like an ultimatum. It's either or. Okay. I don't know that it needs to be either or. I don't know if there really is that dichotomy there. But I feel like that's kind of where your mind's headed. Okay. You're starting to feel that it's like, you can't have both. There's really, you know, there's no way to blend this together or to have both of these in a balanced way, so it's kind of, you got to pick, right? Now, I'm not saying that. I think you're feeling that. I think it's starting to look a little bit more like that to you, okay? And we see that with the 2 of Swords here also, and this is in the position of your environment or of in this relationship. The way that you're relating to this person, maybe the D-name person, the spouse or family member, and maybe to this situation as a whole. You are looking at it like this ultimatum. It's almost like you're giving yourself an ultimatum here, you know? So we had this Lover's card, and this is kind of the spiritual or the abstract energy involved. And this really is like the practical idea that we're seeing here, you know? And this is really affecting you emotionally. Okay, this is like feeling that we kind of are being not mistreated, but that we're being taken for granted, that we're being expected to sacrifice our own emotional, spiritual fulfillment because of these responsibilities and these commitments, because of our love for someone else, that then we have to sacrifice some of this love that we have for self or for God, Goddess, Deity, however you want to look at it. So this is, you know, feeling like there's a split or feeling like because you love this person so intensely that you then have to sacrifice this inner love, this love for self, or God, Goddess, Deity, okay? And I'm not saying that, the cards aren't saying that. It's like you're starting to feel as if that were true, okay? You're starting to feel as if that were true. And I think it really is causing some turmoil. Here's a blockage with the communication. Having this inner dialogue, I think, is a challenge for you. Or to, you know, it's almost like you're kind of divided against yourself a little bit. You're kind of stuck on the fence in a way. I think you have this kind of central sword, or you're looking for this central sword, but it's almost as if there needs to be two of these, you know. But there can only be one, like, ultimate kind of truth, one unified person, you know. It's almost like you wish there were two of you, one that could commit to one thing, the other will commit to the other thing. And I feel like it is kind of this assault on yourself. You are just kind of, you're having this dialogue, this argument almost with yourself, and it's really getting a little bit less clear. Okay, we're going from the Two of Swords now, it's just becoming a Seven of Swords, a little bit chaotic. There's a need for some clarity here, okay? And I think this is your fear, worry, and concern in this position because, for obvious reasons, you're worried about not having clarity. You need clarity. And I think the clarity is going to come by way of this star energy, by trying to be open and receptive to your own kind of spiritual connection and spiritual influences, by looking up, you know, look up more often and ask for clarity. You know, ask to be relieved of this this kind of confused inner dialogue, this confusion, you know. Now, what we see at the end of the path of the Serpent is the Six of Pentacles. This is indicating that the situation on the horizontal plane, for starters, will harmonize. Things will come into alignment. Okay? And I think it's through the influence of this star energy that things will balance out. There will be a beauty and a harmony and a rhythm to things. I think what we have to do is get across this air energy. We have to traverse this atmosphere here, this kind of confused, it's almost like there's a lot of smog here, right? But on the other side of that smog, once we get through that layer of the atmosphere, we get to this pure divine influence, the clarity, the harmony, and the resonance. Okay, so you'll be able to get that clarity and bring it back down to this plane and organize your life and sort everything out, and there will be balance and there will be harmony. Okay, so I think that all of these things together leading toward the real resonance and harmony, the real alignment of things in your life. I think everything is coming together. Now, what do we have for the mystery card? Well, didn't really have a lot of water energy. So if I try to feel what the water energy is here in this, I think it's kind of a love-hate kind of thing. I think it is a lot of, it's kind of some days are really hopeful and cheerful, some days are very pessimistic, almost cynical. Okay, I feel like you have a mix of emotions right now. I feel that it's a lot of kind of up and down in the mood. I feel like you want to hold on to this hopeful feeling, but just sometimes it's just like it feels that it feels hopeless, you know. Hopefully we can get some of that hope and that feeling back by this star energy. Again, this is the water energy coming down on us, refreshing us, revitalizing us, healing us, cleansing us. So we have to be open to this water energy from above. And then we also have to translate that into the horizontal plane. We have to actually use that in our daily lives. And I think that's where we get that 6. of Pentacles. So I am kind of thinking some Cups energy. I think if we're trying to find that balance, or we're trying to fill our cups back up, maybe this can be the Eight of Cups. Okay, glass is half full, or is it half empty? Are we filling that energy back up, or is it draining from us? It's kind of the practical card, the practical side of this abstract spiritual energy, right? Receiving the divine influence, that heavenly grace, and are we dumping it out and wasting it, or are we nourishing our life with it? Okay, I think Eight of Cups. Yeah, Eight of Cups here. So it is this, there's this duality here, you know. There is this, the need, one, to fill the cups back up, right? These cups are draining. They're emptying out. So we need this star energy. Fill us back up with this certainty, this clarity, this divinity, this grace. But we have to understand where we are losing this water energy. If we're receiving it, are we wasting it? Are we scattering it, squandering it? Is it just running out into the ground and it's not doing anything? Or are we nourishing our life with it? Okay. So I think the Eight of Cups is really important to kind of see the duality here. I think this, again, is the fluctuation of the moods, optimism, some days kind of pessimism. This is also the need to really fill ourselves back up with this spiritual energy so that we can harmonize our life, that we can organize and stabilize our life and get this real Six of Pentacles thing happening. Okay. Virgo, we're going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, you can click on the link right up here. And we're going to do just a few more cards to see if we can get a little more clarity or a little bit more simplification of things. Okay. This was your monthly tarot reading for March 2023 here on Dove and Serpent Tarot.